And here we have 이가 descriptive verbs. And this is for describing nouns. So first we have some sort of vocab practice. Form sentences using the verb and the noun provided. The first problem has been done as an example. Conjugate the verb into its dictionary form from its dictionary form into the present tense. So we learned how to conjugate verbs into their present tense in the previous live stream. Hello! So if you need some practice on present tense, be sure to go back and practice that first. I'll go over it a little bit here as well. But the first, you can zoom in a little bit just so you can see it a little bit clearer. So the first one has been done as an example. We have the noun 사과 and we have the verb 맛있다. So 사과 means apple and 맛있다 means to be delicious or tasty or taste good. So 사과 and 맛있다. Now because 사과 ends on a vowel sound, you attach 가. If the noun ends on a vowel sound, you attach 이. This is where the 이가 descriptive verb comes into play. So because 사과 ends on a vowel sound, we attach 가. And then we add our descriptive verb 맛있다, which becomes 맛있어요 in present tense. This is because this last vowel sound is an E sound. And we have a consonant on the bottom, a final consonant on the bottom. So we add 어요 to make it into present tense. So all this together means the apple is tasty or apples are tasty. It could be either one depending on context. Both are fine. The apple is tasty or apples are tasty. Okay, let's look at another example. Here we have the noun 고기 and we have 맛없다. So, first question, anyone knows what this noun 고기 means in English? 고기. Someone probably knows. The picture is a good hint or tip. 고기. Fried chicken. It could be fried chicken. More generally, it's just meat. 고기 is meat, but it's kind of a broad category that could be a lot of different things. 고기 means meat, and 맛없다 is the opposite of 맛있다. This means to be gross, or taste bad, or be disgusting. So, 고기 and 맛없다. Here we're going to make this into a sentence, right? By adding our 이가 descriptive verb grammar form. So, 고기 ends on a vowel sound. So we add 가. Even type of meat, even if that is chicken though. Yeah, this picture is chicken, but it can be used for any type of meat. 고기가 맛 없. Okay, so to put this into present tense, we have a final 어 sound. So we attach 어요. And this means the meat is gross or not tasty. The meat is not tasty or gross or disgusting. The meat tastes bad. It's gross, it's disgusting. There's a lot of different translations you could do here. They're all fine. Thank you, Metro. But to make this sentence, describe the noun 고기. 고기가 맛없어요. Okay, next we have 물 and 맛있다. 물 is the noun meaning water. Now, because 물 ends on a consonant sound, which particle do we have to use here? I'm new in the live. Can you show the cover? Sure. This is the cover right here. It is the level 1 workbook. This is what the cover looks like. It's linked in our TikTok shop and in our bio. Yes, thank you. We attach E because 물 ends on a consonant sound. So, 물이, 맛, is. And again, we have this final E sound, so 어요. 물이 맛있어요. The water is delicious. The water tastes good. The water is tasty. Okay. Now we have two new nouns, or a noun and a verb. We have the noun 한국어 and 재미있다. 한국어 and 재미있다. So first question, 한국어, what does this noun mean? Does anyone know what 한국어 means in English? Korean, see, yes, thank you. 한국어 means Korean. What about this second noun? Second verb. 재미있다. 재미있다. What is this? This verb kind of has a couple different meanings. Yes, fun, interesting. Fun or interesting are some common ones. Could kind of be either, depending on context. And to make this sentence, we're going to write the noun first. Remember that the verb always comes at the end in Korean sentences. So, 한국어. Now, which particle do we add? We attach 가, right? Because 한국어 ends on a vowel sound. Where can you buy this book? It's on Amazon. 한국어가 재미있. Okay, so now we have the same conjugation here. We have this final eat sound, right? So it becomes 요 in present tense. 재미있어요. 한국어가 재미있어요. Korean is fun or interesting. Korean is fun, Korean's interesting. That is the sentence. Okay, let's do a couple more and then we'll move on. So, next we have shopping. Shopping. This is, you might recognize this word. This is kind of the Korean pronunciation of the English word surfing. Amal, where can I get this book? You can get it on TikTok Shop or on Amazon or on our website. Yes, it is surfing. Surfing. Korean does not have an F sound, so it's usually written in Korean or pronounced as in Korean as a P sound. 서핑은 재미있어요. Okay, so we're going to use our descriptive verbs. So 서핑 ends on a consonant sound. So 서핑이 재미있어요. Now I saw someone use the topic particle. You can also use the topic particle, of course. This practice exercise is about using the subject particle, but you can also use the topic particle in these sentences if you like. It does depend on context. Okay, next we have another sort of English word, camping. Camping, you can probably figure out, is the noun camping. This is so much easier now. Good. That happens, the more you practice, the easier it gets. So, camping ends on a consonant sound. So we attach E. camping이 재미없어요. What does this sentence mean in English? If you were to translate this into English, what does this sentence mean? Yes, hard. Camping is not fun. Camping has no chemis. Camping is not fun. Camping is not enjoyable. Camping is boring. I don't like camping. Camping isn't fun. Good, excellent. All right, we've got 3 more. Now we have 2 sort of new words to know. The first one is 운동. Does anyone know what 운동 is in English? 운동. Exercise, sparkle, yes. 운동 is exercise. And 운동 ends on a consonant sound. So we attach E. 운동이 좋. And 좋다 in the present tense it becomes 좋아요 because the final vowel sound is this O sound. So we attach 아요. Exercising is 운동하는 것. Yeah. You can add the 눈것 form to make it into a gerund form. Make it into the ing form, exercising. 운동이 좋아요 just means exercise is good. 좋다 means to be good or nice or enjoyable or something that you like. So 운동이 좋아요 means exercise is good. Exercise is nice. I like exercise. Okay. Next, this is a similar word, right? Pizza. Pizza. In Korean doesn't have a Z sound. It's usually changed to this J sound, pizza. And which particle do we add here? Which particle do we need after pizza to add a descriptive verb? Pizza. Ka, yes, star, thank you. Right, it ends on a vowel sound, so pizza가. And it's the same verb as before, 좋아요. 피자가 좋아요. That means pizza is good. Pizza is nice, or I like pizza. They are all good translations. And the last one we have here, lucky last, we have this word, 라면. Ramyeon, you can see from the picture, is ramen. So sort of noodles, a noodle dish. It's very popular in Korea and Japan as well. Ramyeon. Ramyeon is good. Sunu, yes, that is exactly what it means. But to make the full sentence, first we need to add the particle. Ramyeon이 sparkle, yes. We add E because it ends on a consonant sound. 라면이 좋아요. Ramyeon is good, ramyeon is nice, or I like ramen. Okay, so we've done some vocab practice. Now let's do some translation exercises. Okay, so A, we have 사과가 맛있어요. So remember the vocab we've had before in the previous activity. See if you can figure out what this sentence means in English. 사과가 맛있어요. The apple is good. Yes, apples are tasty. Perfect. So it could be either apples are good, apples are tasty, or it could be the apple is tasty or delicious. It could be either one, depending just on what you prefer. Which book would you recommend for a beginner? I recommend this book for beginners. We're a little bit further into it. We're not right at the beginning. But yeah, this is a good book for beginners. Yes, Korean does not have to say the every single noun. That is true. Korean doesn't have a word for the or a or an like we do in English. So it can kind of be either of these sentences depending on context. 사과가 맛있어요. Okay, what about this next one? 제 친구가 좋아요. 제 친구가 좋아요. The equals 그. Yeah, sometimes you can add 그 to mean the. It also kind of translates to that. 그 사과 is like the apple or that apple. Okay, so what's going on here in B? First we have this word 제. We learnt this in a previous chapter to mean my. 제 means my. And then we have this word 친구. 친구 is friend. So 제 친구 means my friend. 나나라, yes, perfectly. That's what this sentence means. It means my friend is 좋아요. My friend is good. My friend is good, or my friend is nice, or I like my friend. My friend's a good person. Ultimately what that is. 제 친구가 좋아요. My friend is good. I like my friend. My friend is nice. My friend's a good person. Okay. C. 캠핑이 재미있어요. So this is the opposite sentence, right? We had before 캠핑이 재미없어요. This is the opposite of that sentence. This one is saying that camping is fun, chasing. Yes, camping is fun. All right. And lucky last, we have 우리는 친구가 아니에요. Okay, so what's going on here? This is using a grammar form that we learned previously. This 이가 아니에요 form means it's not. It's not something. Yes, heart. And 우리 means we. So 우리는, we, 친구가, friends, 아니에요, are not. We are not friends. So if you need to use this to say something, we are not something, you can use this 이가 아니에요 form that we learnt in a previous chapter. What is the name of the book? The name of the book is Level 1 Workbook. This is what the cover looks like. 우리는 친구가 아니에요. We are not friends. Okay. And 3. So we've done some translating from Korean into English. Now let's do some translating from English into Korean. So you're going to have to remember your Korean vocabulary to make some of these sentences. The first one, A, water is good. Water is good. So we always start with the noun. Alexander, yes, perfect. Water is good. We start with the noun 물, and 물 ends on a consonant sound, so we attach 이, 물이, and 좋아요 means to be good, so it would just be add 좋아요 on the end, and we have 물이 좋아요. Water is good. Do I record these? Yes, I do record them and I put them up on YouTube afterwards. So if you want to go back and watch this one again or watch previous live streams, you can find them on our YouTube channel. Okay. B, meat is delicious. Okay, so the first thing we need is the noun meat. Does anyone remember what the noun meat is in English? Question, when do you use un? You use un when you want to make it the topic of your sentence. I'm not going to go into it too much right now. One way that you use un은 is when you are making a general statement. In this one, you're describing a certain circumstance. There's a lot of differences between un은 and 이가 that I'm not going to go into right now. But yes, thank you all the people that are putting this. 고기 is the noun for meat. 고기. And 고기 ends on a vowel sound, right? So this is when we need to use 가. So if it ends on a consonant, you use 이. If it ends on a vowel, you add 가. 고기가 delicious. Delicious is 맛이 있어요. 고기가 맛있어요. Meat is delicious. Or the meat is delicious. Or the meat is tasty. Or meat is tasty. Things like that. 고기가 맛있어요. C, the water is clean. Okay, so we have the same noun here. Remember that Korean does not need words for the. So even though in English we have the word the, there is no really equivalent expression in Korean. You just say 물, 물이. And we have to be clean defined at the bottom. Sometimes in these exercises, if there's a word that we think you may not know, we just provide it in the bottom. It might be too small for you to see. I'm not sure if you can read it, but 깨끗해요. 깨끗해요 is to be clean. So 물이 깨끗해요. 물이 깨끗해요. All right. 물이 깨끗해요. The water is clean. And now we have surfing is hard. Surfing is hard. How do we say this? We had the noun surfing on the previous page, if you remember. If you don't, that's quite all right. You can always go back and look if you had this book. But surfing in Korean is 서핑. 서핑. Why is she gulping so loud? I'm sorry. My microphone might be close to my throat. 서핑, and 서핑 ends on a consonant sound, so 서핑이. And now I see we have two different options, right? 어렵다 and 힘들다. They're both correct. You can use either 어렵다 or 힘들다. We do provide 힘들다 in the answers here, so this one is prompted, but 어렵다 is not wrong. 어렵다 is fine as well. 서핑이 힘들어요. Both are used to talk about things being difficult. This verb 힘들다 is more commonly used for things that are physically difficult, for physical effort, and 어렵다 is more commonly used for intellectual difficulty, but they're used for both. Yes,
this noun him literally means strength. So 힘들다 is to do with a lack of strength or being difficult strength-wise. You don't have the strength to do something. But they're both used to talk about things being difficult. Okay. Now we have camping is uncomfortable. Camping is uncomfortable. Again, we have this noun, this verb defined at the bottom here, so you can use this verb. And we have the noun camping. Camping also ends on a consonant sound, so we attach E. How come you added ga to the end of meat? Gogi uses ga because it ends on a vowel sound. Everything else here is ended on a consonant sound, except for kogi. Kogi ends on a vowel sound, so we attach ka. Yeah. So 캠핑이 불편해요. 하다 verbs, always in the present tense, become 해요. They're very easy to conjugate. So 불편하다 becomes 불편해요. Okay. Camping is uncomfortable. Now, 불편하다 has a couple different meanings in Korean. It can be to be uncomfortable, it can also be to be inconvenient, depending on the situation. Okay, last one, if. Ramen is cheap. So we had ramen on the previous page, remember? ramyeon. So we can copy this noun. And this one also ends on a consonant sound, so ramyeon이. And we have the verb 사다, to be cheap is provided. So we know the verb 사다 is cheap. 라면이 싸요. 라면이 싸요. Ramen is cheap. Okay. I'm also drinking water. That might be why the gulping is now loud. I'm nervous about it now. Anyway, so we've practiced some descriptive verbs. And when you're using a descriptive verb, remember, you define what is being described by using the ika subject particle on the noun. So the sentence structure is noun plus e or ka, and then the descriptive verb. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So then that's I think the end of this chapter. There is a dictation exercise as well. I recommend you do that if you get the book. I'm not going to do it right now, but if you do buy the book, make sure to practice these dictation exercises because that's really good practice for your ear. Are there right answers in the back? Yes, there most certainly are. There are definitely multiple right answers in the back. You can check them. We also add quite a lot of tips as well if we have things that we think are helpful to know or things to help explain things. So as you're going through, we have answers and also tips as well. Okay. All right. So we're also going to do this next chapter as well, which is using action verbs. Which book is this? Can I see the cover? Yes, this is the cover right here. It's called the Level 1 Workbook, and it is available on TikTok Shop and on our website. And it is designed to go along with the textbook. This is the textbook, so there's kind of both resources available to you. They're also both available in PDFs as well if you prefer digital versions over physical versions. So yeah, check it out if you'd like it, if you're interested. Yeah, hope you like it. Okay, so before we talk about action verbs, we do have a quick notice here. So this notice says, from here on out, sentences that involve general statements like I do this or Tom likes that are going to use the topic particle. But sentences that involve descriptions like Korean is fun or coffee is tasty are going to use the subject particle. Please be aware that using the subject particle in general statements and using the topic particle in sentences involving descriptions is not necessarily incorrect and indeed can be more appropriate in certain contexts. We covered this a little bit in previous chapters. But because these practice problems exist without context, we will assume This is an assumption that this rule is sort of the most likely default choice. So you notice in all of these examples, we did use the subject particle, but we're sort of saying here that, this is just what we're choosing to use as a default, without any context to decide whether it's topic or subject. So just to be aware of. Okay.